Tripped into the John Freitag channel. Let's get working on this caddy. I got this floor all cleaned off, so I think I'm gonna throw the carpet in here. All I got was this cheap carpet. I gotta unwrap it and we'll see what it looks like. So it's a felt material. Pretty thin felt. Should be able to form it pretty easy. Looks like. It looks like it came with burlap inside. I can't wait to pull it apart. Wow, this stuff does not cut easy. Of course, scissors are kind of cheesy, but I can do it. I just got to keep going with it. About an inch at a time. Well, I think I wore these scissors out already. Well, I could do it with a knife. You know, a razor knife or a knife, but it doesn't seem to want to. It does, but it doesn't work great either.
You know what, Dad?
Huh?
I know you think it's crazy.
Yeah, with a knife it makes it ragged. What?
Taking those wheels off.
Okay, since Connor started working on the 830, and I don't know how steady we're going to get working on it until I get this caddy out of here, but we're working on it anyway. We have a little debate going on whether or not we take the wheels off to change the tires and paint and all that, or leave them on, and Connor says take them off.
Yep. Yeah, I think you take them off. I think the time you spend taking them off, which you should do anyways if you want to get it fully cleaned, is going to make, you're going to make up for it in the how much easier it'll be to clean stuff.
Break them down, and it'll be easier to break them down flat because I'll just take the backhoe and pop the tires right off.
Yeah.
I mean, off the beads anyway, and then we'll have to bar them off.
The rims have got some problems, so it'll be easy to do when they're off.
But they're loaded, so we have to pump them out. But I bought a pump, a fluid transfer pump that's air over, and garden hoses and stuff. But we need a couple barrels. We'll dig up a couple barrels. We'll do that. So, and should we get it running first to make sure that 870 motor that we polished the crank on is going to run, or just go right ahead and do it, right?
I think it's going to run.
And if the motor don't run, we'll dig up another motor and put it on. Either way, this tractor, we're not scrapping it.
Yeah, well that's kind of, if that motor doesn't run, because everything looked good.
Yep. Well, we've had a few skepticals.
You can't have faith that that's going to run. You can't have faith that anything.
I think it's going to run. There was some skepticism on how we polished the crank.
But people do it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if you're skeptical about that, then
we'll make a believer out of you, right?
even when a machine shop does it, they do the same thing, only it's on a lathe. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You know? And you're not taking enough off to really change the shape of the crank anyways.
No, we didn't take any off.
No.
Really, we didn't take any off. We
Really
took the
just
transfer off.
Makes the surfaces smooth a little.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. What we were doing was just taking transfer off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to hurt a crank, really. I mean, it's just a matter of an internal combustion engine. The crankshaft takes so much beating. It's possible when things aren't going right, they go very wrong. All right, so should we leave the tires on or take them off?
I'm already decided.
Okay, he's already decided. Have at it then. So, I got this carpet laid out in here and I gotta cut around the gas pedal. A little nervous about it. I hate cutting carpet, but here we go. Awesome. I don't like cutting this with the knife. I don't know what else to do. Ooh, that's cutting pretty easy now. Ooh, that really cut it. Off to one side. Don't think it matters because I gotta make it match underneath the pedal anyway. I'm just cutting around the pedal. Hopefully I don't goof this all up. Went sideways there. That's not good. Or it tore it. Something weird happened. Oh, that's right where I want to be. Okay. Now, tuck it down around, but I got to make a side cut this way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Be careful. I don't want it bunching up under the pedal either. I'm going to have to do some trimming. Here we go. A little more cutting. So, I really shouldn't have cut there. I should have cut there. Oh, jeepers. Well, that's okay, because you know what? I've got extra. I'll cut that like this. I gotta have to pull the carpet forward about an inch, which means I have to get off it, and then I'm gonna tuck it around the back. You know what? I think that's gonna look good. That's about all the cutting I have to do, too. And then I'll cut that piece out of the way, because I don't need it. Maybe I'll cut that out of the way right now. Maybe I'll cut my finger. Careful. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. I just gotta tug it forward, which is gonna tug it away from the back a little bit, but I'm a little low here anyway, so that's gonna work out good. Well, that turned out pretty decent. Looks good. Now I gotta get the dimmer switch. Don't forget, this car's old enough, it's got the push button dimmer. Then it's got this gizmo over here. I have no idea what that's for. It's another push button. If you guys know what it is, put it in the comments. I'd love to know. Trimming it. Just where I need to. I have to do something different there. Back here it looks like I'll have to trim around this a little bit too. But I also have to trim around up here. Not sure what to do there. I guess I don't need it going way up like that because I'm going to have that side panel covering that. But I don't want to cut too much away yet. I can always trim it later when I'm putting the panels on the side because I don't know for sure where they start and stop, but I know I can get rid of this, so I'm gonna. Hopefully I didn't go too tight. And this will kind of clamp it in and hold it, I think. Actually, I gotta put the side panels on first because these go over the side panels. Whew, a lot of stuff to do. Well, we're working on putting the seats in this thing. Connor helped me put this in, and he's taking off because today's Molly's birthday, so he's gonna go spend some time with her, which is a great idea. So, a couple things with the seats. I never got the power seats part fixed, so I've been monkeying around with that, and I figured out a way to run it. I just hook my right angle drill to the power outlet, spin it that way, and if I put power to the switches, it shifts the transmission to the right function for the seats, forward or back or whatever. So I moved them up quite a bit so I can get to the bolts. Now the bolts are down here. See, they're way back down in here. That's a pain to get to them. And I also got to trim this carpet so I can get a bolt hole in there. Now I've probably spent the last hour getting these 2 bolt holes in and getting the carpet so it'll lay as nice as I can get it to lay. Which ain't perfect, but it is gonna be what it is gonna be. I mean, it's all it is. And the seat is filthy. I mean, there's just junk and rust and crap coming out of it. So I need a deal on some seats for this thing because this seat's really crappy. The back seat's even worse. The springs are even rusty. And I used the vacuum. I sucked out the best I could. It doesn't smell bad or anything like that, thank goodness. Because if it did, I just plain wouldn't be able to use it. I'd have to come up with something else. But it's got moss on it, which I think 409 will take most of that off or whatever. I don't know. These seats are pretty crappy, but what am I gonna do? It is what it is. I'm gonna throw them in and probably throw a blanket over the top of them. It's sitting way up forward right now. I got a prop in there, you can see it. It's just a vacuum cleaner pipe that I've got propping it up so that I can get in here and pull the carpet out, vacuum up under there, and I gotta pull the carpet out and cut it so I can get the bolt in through there because I can't poke a bolt through this carpet. It's too tough for that. But I can cut it, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I've been working on this, and I gotta figure out how. I can't just feel the bolt hole. Maybe I can. I think I do feel it there. I'm just using this little Phillips head screwdriver, drop it right straight down. That should line me up, I think. Feel around a little bit. Is that it? This carpeting is tough. Yeah, that's it. I got it. Okay. So that's right where I want to cut that hole. And it's a pain to cut. Let me see if I can get it. Let me get a light. All right, so I got to get down in here and just trim that out with my knife. And this stuff is a bugger to cut. I think I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm getting her. A little slight, but I don't want to make the hole too big, you know, because I don't want a hole peeking out from underneath the seat mount. I think I'm getting it. See if I can cut this without cutting my finger off. Oh yeah, I'm getting her. There it is, there's the bolt hole. All right, so I just gotta trim that little bit of material away, set the seat back down because I got it propped up with that vacuum tube. So let it set straight down and put a couple bolts in it. I also have to find the seat belt bolt holes and I'm not sure where they're at. So I guess I'll look underneath here. I gotta crawl under the carpet and find it. Where the heck is it? All right, so I'll hoist the carpet up. I see it right there. Okay, so I can't feel that through the carpet for some reason. Let's see, where is it? It's a couple inches back and a little lower than I thought. Okay, I think I'll find it now. Okay, I just jabbed that scratch all right where the bolt hole is, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side, but first I'm gonna smooth that carpet out a little bit, try to get a little smoother. Now this is not a conforming carpet, it's just this felt back. It's really not even like a carpet really, it's just felt. A felt side and a wire side, so looks like I got lucky and put the right side up, just by dumb luck. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'll do both sides, I'll cut them out and make it so I can put the bolt holes in there, make them obvious so I can't miss them. All right, so it's not gonna like conform perfectly or anything. That's not what I'm shooting for. Okay, there it is. If you know where the hole is, you can find it. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, does it? But these awls come in handy for this. There it is, right there. I got it, I got both of them now. So I'm gonna trim them out, figure out how to get these hooked in. I gotta drop the thing back down and put the bolts in the seat. Wow, I'm moving right along. So let's trim this guy out. Pull it up and give it a pinch. This stuff is hard to cut. Probably mentioned that about a dozen times now, but I'm not kidding. All right, that's good enough for now. There's the hole, okay. That ought to work there. And this one I'll cut on over here. I went way too far, I just put a cut in the carpet. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it though. It's just little. Actually, I think it'll all clamp underneath the thing, so I'll be all right. Okay, I got a bolt hole there too. Good, now I'll set the thing down and put the bolts in. Boom. Well, rust and crust and all that kind of stuff, and I've had to run a die on every one of these bolts just so they'd go in the hole. I got to run a tap in each one too. So I'm going to do that on these last 2 bolt holes. I just stick it in my right angle drill, a little 3/8 model, and line it up, and hopefully it'll just go. Oh, is it going crooked? I don't know, man. There's so much junk there. I can't tell. I don't think it's going to work this time. Might have to do it the old-fashioned way. See if I can get this one. Now that one worked. Wouldn't you know it, the last one's going to be a problem? Let's see if I can get it. Nope. I'll have to get the real tool out. Well, I can't get the real tool out for one of these taps because it's a crossbar and that won't work in here. So I just got a ratchet and I stuck an 8mm socket on it. It seems to hang on to the tap good enough, so we'll see what happens now. See if I can get it going straight. Oh, it's not hanging on. I need a square drive. Darn it. Well, I can't find a socket that's square. It looks to be 1/4 inch or whatever. So I guess I'm down to a crescent wrench, alias adjustable wrench. Now let's see if I can just get her to go. I can tell by looking that ain't straight. Hard to do this sometimes, hard to get a tap straight. There we go. I got it running straight. Alright. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Now, let's cheat. There we go, that'll work. And that bolt will go in there lickety split. Look at that. Just like it oughta. Now, I gotta put both the male end, another male end on this, one for each side, so somebody has a seat belt for the center seat. Get that started, and we'll get the bolt going. And that comes up to the seat. That should work there. This one I already did the chasing, so that ought to be good. All I gotta do is find my bolt. Where the heck that went? Well, I'll find it. I got it here somewhere. Alright, looks like I put the wrong bolt there. This is the bolt that's supposed to go there because it's got a longer shank on it. I was so excited about getting the hole tapped out, I put the wrong bolt in it. Now we got it. Alright, clean up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you on the next one. And we'll actually get this thing rolling here shortly.